Hi everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you're calling in from. It's been a long week for me personally, so I'm gonna try and not make this as long at all. I know I've always said it that I'm gonna always try to make this within 15 minutes. Still struggling to make that a reality. But let's see how today goes. So I'm just gonna dive in real quick to just let us see what we have for the week. So on a glance, you can see that the beginning of the week might look a little slow because Monday to Thursday we just have a few news releases. I think in investing.com they actually have JPP, JPY news, a high impact here, but it doesn't show the same thing on Forex Factory. So, but just be on the lookout for that. So, at the beginning of the week, we see GBP news release. Tuesday, just one news release again from the same pair. Wednesday, we have USD, and then Thursday, I think Thursday just has a little bit more news, high impact news. Then Friday, just two news releases. So I'm not sure what this week is going to be like, but I'm going to be on the lookout as well just to trade and catch some pips this week because last week I didn't really do a little, as much. I was so busy. Now, straight up into what we have for the day. So I'm going to start out. I'm going to just be looking at the high probability trades, the one that I know that would offer good opportunities for us. Now, looking at you, ND, NZD, USD on the weekly, you can see at a glance, you can clearly see that it broke that key structure zone. Say it broke, retest, 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 and then broke above again, retest, 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 and this time around it has broken below it. So if you go down to your smaller time frame, you can see that it broke and retested it. That's which is how we trade. Price broke that, retested it, and then kept retesting, and then fell. And when it fell, what did you see it do? It broke this zone that it came to. And what did you see it do? It came back and retested. Now, if I want to do this, just to be on the, if you look at what happened, it's real straightforward. You can see what price did. Although this would have been where I would have put my sell limit, but price really came back to this level where it has several touches. So that's just to show you how an example of how you can take a trade when price breaks its zone, put a line there and wait for price to come into it, and you probably put a sell limit there or a buy limit, whatever. So this is an example of that. If as price broke here, we'll probably have put a buy limit, a sell limit here, and wait for price to return. Then if you look at it, price came back there, and what did you see it do? It dropped. So the same thing is happening now. So I would have my sell limit somewhere around here now. So probably drop down to your smaller time frame and just watch how things pan out. Right now, this is it. It has broken below this level. So I'm gonna have my sell limit here. Yep. So and when price comes back into it, so this is what I'm expecting to happen to that pair right now, NZD USD. So for price to take me back up, yep, and probably test this zone again and come back down to this level because looking left, I don't really see too much price action activity going on here until somewhere around here, see where the congestion is. So just be on the lookout for that one. Now, that's not to say that it won't continue down. It may just continue without doing a retest, but that's not an issue. If it continues, just look for where the lowest low before the pullback, and then put a line there and wait for price to come back and break it. So right now, this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for, let me drop down to my 1 minute. So I'm waiting for price to come, 1 hour, sorry, price to come back to that level, or maybe somewhere around here. It could just do that. It could just return to somewhere around here where you have this price action happening, and then retest that, and then continue to the downside. But in all, this is where I'm expecting price to get to. It may go below that if it continues down for a minimum of 100, almost 200 pips, 190 pips. So the next one is USD Chef. As you can see, price action Again, look at the higher time frame. You can see how price has been reacting, test, and then eventually broke out of it, retested. If you drop to your smaller time frame, you can clearly see the retested that level and then dropped. And what did you see it do? It got out, I mean, it broke out of this level where it got to before pulling back. And what did you see it do? Price broke out of it, retested it, and then came down, break out, retested, and then came down. Same thing. Right now is at this level now. Tested this level twice now. So what we're expecting price to do, it's in the middle, so you don't take a trade in the middle, let it go. So we expect price to either go back up here and then return down. So this is what we're expecting price to go back up there to where it is right now, because it did that before, came down, kind of consolidate. So if it doesn't do that, it probably might come back down. But if it does that, this is what you're looking for. Break that low and then retest that low, then take your TP profit here. If not, you're going to see price go back to that zone that is tested before. But if price does break, if this is going to be like a double bottom, then we expect price to break above. Same principle. Price will definitely break above this. If it breaks above this, then we will get a retest to this downside. If it reaches this downside, then you're going up. Your first TP will be this level here. Don't wait till you get here. Make your first TP here, and then your next TP here. And then when it breaks above that, then you're looking. You know that you're seeing your reversal. Then price is gonna just keep surging, going up. Rallying to the top side. Yep. So that's what we're looking at. But I'm very biased to the down. um well, let me not say I'm biased to the downside, because price has just been misbehaving lately. So I'm just going to be on the lookout and see what it does. This looks like a valid double bottom, but if it doesn't see not necessarily a valid double bottom, it will be a valid double bottom at this point, but this is midway, so price could just continue coming down, but not a problem. Whatever happens, we would only trade when we get a confirmation. And what is going to be our confirmation? If price breaks below this and does what it's been doing here, retest, drop. If it breaks below it and retest that level, then I'm taking a trade. But if it breaks above that, then that's probably going to be like what we call a short-term, what's it called now? A counter trend trade. So you just take it to the next level, where price is broke out of, probably may come back to test that level, come back to test this level, come back to test this level before continuing to the downside. The only reason why I would see this as a buy is if price breaks above this level. This is a key structural level, this level here. That's a key structure level. That's my buy zone. If price breaks above that, then you take that as a buy, and then you can TP somewhere around here, or even somewhere around here. So just mark those levels. These are your TP levels, this zone, this level. But this is your buy level. All of this right now, we're looking for sales or short-term counter trend buys, but as for you guys that scalp as well, so you could also always look for the short-term buys, but drop down to your smaller time frame so you can get good entries and stuff. That's USD chef, USD Euro chef, something similar. You can see. Let me upstairs, go to the higher time frame. You can see price broke out of that key zone. What did you notice? Retest. And if you can see, if you like patterns as well, see that's a head and shoulder that we can see. That's the shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. And the same way I trade, price broke out of that neckline. We tested that neckline. Or you can see in Confluence, price broke out of that key structure in terms of it broke out of that zone, it retested, broke out of it, retested that zone. Support became resistance became support, all of that in Confluence, with the fact that this is a pattern. So price broke out of that, retested, and then dropped. So we can see something similar happening right now. Price broke out, okay, where it got to, we put a line there, and we expect price to break it, and the price did break it. Because if you come down to your smaller time frame, when price broke it, what did you see it do? Came back and retested, support became resistance, and then what did you see it do? It dropped to your smaller time frame. I don't know who just joined. If you can mute yourself. So I think I can hear myself. There's an echo. So price kind of retested and then dropped. So okay, let me see. I can help out. Okay. Oh, okay.
So
D. I think you're standing twice. That's probably why. Okay, yeah, that's what I know. Okay, thank you. So now the same thing is happening right now, as you can see, but now it just looks on a smaller scale than what we saw earlier. So what we do again, a line here, as you can see, price came back to it, and now it's dropping. So now what do you do now? You draw a line here because that's where price got to before that pullback. So now what are we waiting for? Waiting for price. And let me draw that well. So I'm waiting for price now to break that level again. So price needs to break that and then come back and retest that. Then I'll look for another sell to the downside. That's Euro Chef. So I already have my level on the higher time frame. I already know where price is probably gonna get likely place that price may get to, which is here, you know. So if I get an entry here, that would be a minimum of 180, 170, 170 pips, which is not bad. So just look for that entry. That entry, what are you looking for? Are you looking for price to break that level? Let me see. Let me put a line there so you can see what it is. It's pretty much cheap. The low you have right now is what you're looking out for. That's that 1.11840 is what you're looking for. So price needs to break that and retest that level before you can look for another sell. But if it breaks it, you could put a sell limit there. And then when price comes back into it, it takes you into the trade. So that's Euro Chef. Euro odd. This is one beautiful trade that will be, but this trade is so funny because we are not sure what it wants to do. It's gotten to the highest point of the that it's supposed to get to, but it still seems like it's still going to go up. But notwithstanding, we won't jump in anyhow. We will just wait. Now this is that level. This is what I'm waiting, looking for. I'm trying to see if I can catch all of this. Let me see how many pips that is. And that's 300, 350 pips. So that move, but so right now this is what price is doing. If you can see it now, you can see there's a reject there. It's acting like, but that's giant move is just making me feel it might give a pullback before, if it wants to go up, it might just give a pullback before doing that. But if you can see what's happening right now, it's kind of I think it's we can call this a close above. So who knows, on the opening, it may just either gap to the bottom or probably just gap somewhere here and then continue to the upside. But notwithstanding, we would only take a trade when we see confirmation. Now look at this. If you drop down to your smaller time frame, you can see actions happening. So this is where price is at now. Price broke out of this. This is the level created. Put a line above it because price came down. And then what did you see price do? Price broke above it and came back into it before surging, going to the upside. So the same thing, immediately price got there and started moving. We put a line there and waited for it. So now price came to it again and broke down. So that's making it a good resistance for it. So right now, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for price to either break below here. These are going to be like short-term trades, small wins. So if price breaks below this, again, you might just hopefully you can get a short reversal, a short counter trend sell to the downside because right now in an uptrend. So counter trend sell to this level here, for a short win. You'll see that I don't know how many pips that is, but just say okay, but we have about almost 80 pips, or if you wait for price to break above that. But if I want to sell this trade, I'm not looking to sell it. If I'm gonna sell it, this is where I'm waiting for. I told you guys the other time, this is what I'm waiting for price to break below all of this mess. It needs to break into this my sell zone. This is my sell zone right here. So all these ones, these are all buy buy trades. All everything here is probably gonna be pullback. So if they just pull back, I'm not sure. Nobody knows how far it's gonna pull back before going back up. So just look to take that trade. If it breaks above that, then you can look to trade it to that level that I've already created. That's that 1.65940. That's your level right there, 6.9, 1.65940. That's where price may get to. Then which other one? Euro and ZD, same thing, same thing. You see, we created that level. If you go to my higher time frame, I said that if we get a retest, meaning that if price comes all the way, Let me see if I can make this as clear as possible. Okay, I can. Let me reduce that. So if I get a retest, if price comes all the way back to this zone, then we could get the 500 pips back to the upside, to this level right here. So I'm still waiting for that to happen. But if that doesn't happen, then let me see. I think I did that on the higher time frame. Okay, yeah. If price breaks above that, for that one. That's the higher time frame on the monthly. If price breaks above that level, that's 1 point. In short, I think that I would make this because this looks like a very fine psychological level. What's that? Is it 800 now? Maybe 800. Yep, yeah, that's it. 1.800. If price breaks above that, then your next call is that 1.88860. So that's your level for a total of how many pips? If you can sit in it, almost 900 pips. If price breaks above that 1.800, so right now it's giving you the impression that it's going to get to that 1.800. So what are we looking for now? An opportunity to trade it, and that's to that 100, 800. The total number of pips we're likely to get from there is 300, almost 400 pips. So right now, remember that level that I created on the smaller time frame, that if price, let me see if I can drop down to my hair. Yeah, this is it. If price, if it doesn't come all the way down, then this is the zone it may bounce off at, and you can see what happened. We thought price may come. This is where we were when we saw that move. We thought price may come all the way down here, but if it doesn't do that, it may just bounce off at this level before um touch this level before bouncing. As you can see, price came back, touched that level, and then right now it's already given us about 60 pips. So we're just waiting. So if I were you, what do you think? Okay, if you were me, what do you think you would do? I would be doing. This is what I will be doing. I'll be drawing a line here. Yep, I'll be drawing a line here now, because this is where price got to before dropping, and this is where it's been bouncing off at. So what am I waiting for now? I'm waiting for price to break above that. Then I can put my buy limit in that line, that level. That let me see, what number is it? 1.770, 1.77090, 1.77090. That's the level I might be putting my sell limit, buy limit, sorry. So if price breaks above that, and I'm expecting price to return to that level, go up a bit, and then return, to that level, so I can to kick me into the trade, and then I'll be going all the way to that 1.800. That's that level. I'm really looking for price to get to that 1.800, and then if it breaks above that, then we're going to the moon. This is our level right here. Yep. So leave that one. Which one next? Euro, USD. I don't know if I'm going to be taking this trade for anytime soon. So, but just look at what's happening on the higher time frame. Bounce, drop, bounce, drop. So right now it bounced and it's dropping, but then it's still dropping to that level, this key level that has been bouncing off at. So there's no clear indication to sell from here. If it breaks this, this is why I will be selling this market if price breaks this, because this is it. This place has been holding it down. That's 1.153 30. We've been holding it down. So I'm waiting for price to break below that and then give me that 1.1300, that level. Yep, for a total of how many pips now? 200 something pips. Yeah, but if you drop to your smaller time frame, you can clearly see that price, anytime it gets to that trend line, it breaks, it drops. But what would happen if price decides now to break above that trend line? Then we have our trade to this level, so we expect that price to do this. If it breaks above that trend line, come back to that trend line or to this 1.6250 level, and then bounce up to probably this level, because the next key level, may just do that, or maybe just get here, I don't know. But like I said, I wouldn't take a trade unless I see a confirmation. But this is the likely level that it may get to, that neck, the neck of that head and shoulder that we've been looking at for a while. Okay, so that's that one. That's that one. But I'm not. I don't think I will be taking this trade. I like the fact that I might be forming a triangle here. So that's probably another thing to look at. So let me see if I release this, draw this up a bit. So maybe price may just keep bouncing inside that trend, that what's it called now? That triangle. Make it just keep doing that till it breaks out finally to the downside. We just see a number of moves up and down inside that triangle till it has no place else to go, and then breaks either to the upside. I'm sure this is a descending triangle. It may just break to the downside. So maybe this is what we might see. You know, this is what we might see. But don't take my word for it. Only wait till we see a confirmation for that one. This would be your TP. That level be your TP wherever it breaks out from. So it may just be here, this may be your TP, or it may just go a little bit to the downside, or it may just go all the way down here. But notwithstanding, we'd only take a trade and we see confirmation. So I think this may be the final trade I'll be looking at. AJ. AJ, if you can see it clearly, I marked this level weeks back, and you can see broke it, did a little pullback, and then now it's coming down. It's coming down. Let me see. I think the other charts offers better look at it. And now look at this. So broke. Now what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for, okay, as you can see, already got my retest. Already got my retest of that level. Oops. Okay, so you can see my retest broke, retested it, and now came down. So now what did price do? I probably put a line here for price, and as you can see, price came back to 8. Let me put that in. Hope I can do this properly. Sometimes it can be messy. Okay. So price came back to it, and now it's acting like it's going to come down. So just it's already broken that level. I'm sure it's going to come down, but whatever happens, I would only take it if I get a confirmation to take it. But if I do take this trade, this is the level. 77.560 would be my level, my TP zone, for a total of how many pips? Maybe about 60 or thereabout, let's say. Oh, wow, massive. 130, 130, 138 pips. So that's AJ for you. Okay. I'm not gonna look at more trades. Okay, I liked this one as well. Santu was dropping on the higher time frame. We saw that we created this if it goes above that trend line that it has. But as you can see, it didn't break the trend line. As now it's coming down, and it's broken that level that we have. So now I'm waiting for retest, because it hasn't retested. It's just been coming down. Or has it? Okay. Well, maybe this could be a good retest, but knowing what price is, this may just be a small retest. It may decide to do a massive retest again, another retest to the upside. But whatever be the case, again, confirmation before trade. I'm showing everyone this trade so we can choose which ones to take. We don't necessarily take all of the trades. Just look at the ones that fit your plan, or the ones that you feel would deliver value. You shouldn't be trading all the pairs. Just pick one or two that you're comfortable with, and then work with that. That way you understand how it operates. But what I tend to do sometimes is I pick one. If I'm going to be trading a particular pair, I'll probably just pick that one or two, and I'm trading that throughout the week. Even if I find something else, I may not really take it. I may just concentrate on what I've entered. Put every other thing in the back burner till the trades I'm running is out of the my account. Then if that happens, then I'll look at if the opportunity is still there and that other trade, then I'll continue. If not, I'll look for something else. But I have a trade, I have a pair. I like GJ is my pair right now. But sometimes it doesn't give you, like last week I didn't really do anything because GJ wasn't really just acting up. Let me show you what it looks like. Didn't really like this moves. Yep, I really like it. So I just left it, and for it to do whatever it's doing. So it meant I didn't really trade anything. So sometimes happens like that. Okay, I think I'm talking too much now because this might increase the time. So guys, I'm just going to stop this recording now, and if we have any question, we can take it. Okay, stop recording. Where are you? See you guys on the other side.